Yeah, real tall. Spent 8 years in the Navy as well.
All right, guys. Your next bout is brought to you by Polly's Pub and Top Mount and is taking place at 145 pounds for 3 rounds. Introducing first out of the blue corner, a wrestler with a record of 4 wins and 2 defeats. Stepping into the cage at 20 years of age and weighing in at 145.2 pounds. Representing Calculated Violence MMA, fighting out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Jaden Overman. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist with a record of 2 wins and 2 defeats, is stepping into the cage at 30 years of age and weighing in at 145.6 pounds, representing Chicago Fight Team, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, Mikhail Willis Jr. And referee for the action is Rob Madrigal.
Jaden Overman in a blue corner. We've got the black spandex with white writing on it, and the maroon Muay Thai trunks belong to Mikhail Willis. Touched and blows by both fighters. Mikhail Willis, quick to take the center of the cage. Ooh, in with a
excellent shoot.
Short punch right for a strike is Overman. Right to his back.
Takedown.
Nice upper body takedown. Overman on top. Mikhail Willis on bottom.
Now that they're in front of us here, I'd say Willis' shirts are more burgundy.
Burgundy? Not going to argue with that. Willis, 5-year wrestler on his back, 1-time state qualifier, spent 8 years in the service.
So Willis looking to elevate the hips to get himself off the cage here, utilizing a butterfly guard. Smart move when you're trying to get someone off of you when you're against the cage.
Willis is working out with a lot of high-end wrestlers, 2 of which on this card tonight. Nick Fishbeck and Darian Stokes. So as much wrestling as he has, I have no doubt he might be on his back quite a bit in practice, or working off his back, I should say.
And Overman's doing well, keeping him up against the cage, not letting him get his base under him. And just as I say that, we get an excellent sweep for Mikhail Willis.
Heavy right-hand punch over and over, tomahawk punches. Hammer fist, left-right punch by Mikhail Willis. Covering up is Overman. Overman back in for a single leg.
The referee was looking at that closely. Smart defense by Overman, keeping his hands up, keeping the elbows tight. Didn't take too much damage, but he's not in a good place right now.
A lot of times you see the 10-finger choke or bulldog choke when someone is in a position like Willis.
He's starting to lock in that guillotine. Oh, the head is slipped out. Can he tuck it back under?
Pushing his back in. Willis is pushed up against the cage right now. Left right punch. Overman isn't quitting. I got to hand it to him. He's not quitting. Like he's been in some hard positions, but he keeps changing his angles. Willis has got to be careful not to burn himself out.
Yeah, I don't think Overman's going to go easy. He's going to probably see the second round. He's a tough kid.
There's a lot. This is a high-paced fight between these two.
I like how Willis is trapping that arm, that rough left arm of Overman there. Looks like he's trying to push it behind the back and cinch it up, and he's got it. That's going to let him tee off some heavy shots.
And arm isolation. Move. Yeah, arm isolation by Willis. Overman constantly changing the direction of the fight, just trying to get 10 seconds left. I think Overman, you're right. He's going to see a second round.
He's utilizing that knee shield. He's trying to get some space, see if he can get back to full guard or at least a half butterfly.
Here we go.
Time expires. Excellent round.
Willis picking up his mouthpiece at the end. Yeah, we talked about the pace. Willis picking up his mouthpiece like that. If you spit out his mouthpiece, he might be having some cardio issues. That's one of those telltale signs.
Yes. I've never had a mouth guard that fell out on accident.
No, no, for sure. Got Andrew Summers. If you're Andrew Summers in a corner of Jaden Overman, what advice are you giving Eric?
For Overman did very well when he had Willis trapped against the cage. I want to get on top, stay on top, and if you get on bottom, you got to move quick because Willis is going for the finish. He's not going to give you any time to play on the bottom. You got to be aggressive. So I would tell him to stay on top, utilize his wrestling, keep him pinned up against the cage, maybe set it up on the feet a little bit, but I'm not sure how confident he is in his hands after that round.
Beginning round 2. I stand corrected. Mikhail Willis's burgundy trunks. He's got the burgundy Muay Thai trunks, and Jaden Overman in the black spandex with white writing. Touch and gloves for both fighters. I think we're going to see another little quick shot coming out of Overman.
I wonder if we'll see any kicks coming out of Willis. He's got those tie wraps on, those ankle wraps.
Well, Willis, as he said, he established his distance, keep it on his feet.
I like how Willis is showing that uppercut.
Oh, heavy knee to the face.
So, great kick by Willis as Overman went for that shot and the knee clipped him. Willis is on top now, pressuring him up against the cage.
Overman's got a jaw of granite.
That was a hard shot. That was a knee right to the dome. And look at that. Willis is trapping the hands. Excellent job when you're trying to land your ground and pound. Those hands are necessary for defensive maneuvers when you're on your back.
The strength of Overman has given Willis a little bit of fits as well. Covering up once again is Overman.
He's keeping a tight guard, but when you have a tight guard on the bottom, there's not much offense coming from you. It's just defensive.
Chicago fight team. Got some people in the house.
Overman able to recompose the half guard, but he's still trapped up against the fence. Oh, into mount
right
goes Willis.
Full mount. And Overman, Jaden Overman is in a world of trouble right now.
And Willis is being patient here. Slowly climbing his way up, getting the knees under the armpits.
Very animated corner of Mikhail Willis.
Very patient. Very smart by Willis. He's not overextending himself. He's letting Overman burn out a lot of energy, and he's slowly working towards the finish. He's starting to get the arm in for a guillotine from the mount. That's getting tight.
Overman is Overman with the reverse.
Sweep by Overman, but Willis may have a choke in there. Now Overman's on top. This is where he needs to be, and he's got to work quick. He's got to turn the tide of this fight. He's got to switch momentum into his favor here. He doesn't have much time to work with.
We talked about the cardio, something that we had noticed at the end of the first round with Willis. It'd be interesting to see if this is where Overman starts stepping on the gas.
Overman posturing up, passes the guard.
Now, up until this point, Overman had not really mounted any offense whatsoever. He's mounted more offense in these last 10 seconds than he did the entirety of the fight.
And this is where we're going to see the gas tank tested of Willis.
Yeah, sometimes when you got a tough opponent like that, you gotta pace yourself a little bit.
Yeah, you can't go all out against a tough guy like that. You end up burning yourself out. Triangle choke being thrown up by Willis. Overman's out of that and lands a hard shot.
This is a really hard round to judge. This last minute has been very dominant with Jaden Overman on top. But Mikhail Willis for the first 2 minutes, like a lot of times judges got a little bit of amnesia. They only remember what they saw last.
We'll see what they score. Are they going to score that hard kick that Willis landed early in the round? Or are they going to remember the ground and pound that Overman put on display? And that was brilliant by Overman to really get active once he got top position to leave that impression in the judge's mind.
Well, Andrew Summers in the corner of Jaden Overman. You know, sometimes that experience pays off when you got a guy in your corner that's been there, done that at some of the highest levels. You know, the advice, when you got a student and you take that advice and you listen, it's sometimes the best thing you could ever get, especially when you've been on the wrong side of a beating up until this point, because this fight, it looks like the tide has started to turn.
Yes. Willis looks tired. He's sunken air in his corner right now. This might be Overman's opportunity to steal this fight.
Yeah, beginning of the third round. Deep breaths by Mikhail. Real good advice by Overman in between rounds. May have stole that second round, but that first round could have been a 10-8 for Mikhail Willis.
Very dominant round by Willis.
Kick to the body, in for a shot is Overman, and back on top again. Jaden Overman in perfect earshot of his corner as well.
Yeah, if you're going to land your takedown, that's where you want it to be. That way you can listen to your corner and get that third eye. Get those opinions from your coach.
This is a very difficult fight. Like, you have to assume it's 1-1 going into this third round. But that first round was so dominant for Mikhail Willis, you can't leave it in the judge's hands if you're him.
No, if I was Overman in his corner, I'd be telling him to go for the finish. That he's got to empty the gas tank. He's got to go all out in this round.
Banging the body is Jaden Overman as well. Smart move. He knows the gas tank is having some issues. We called it with the spitting of the mouthpiece. It's one of those telltale signs that a veteran fighter and corner will pick up on. Summers in a corner of Overman certainly falls into that corner, into that category.
And he's still got 2 minutes to work too, so these body shots can pay off. And he's in a good position. He's pressing his head up against the cage. Looks like he's passing.
Overman is passing.
Yeah. Overman end up in side control here, now north-south. Not the best place to strike from, but he can set up some very good chokes in here. And it's also exhausting being on bottom for Willis to fight out of north-south this late into the fight. And he does. He's on top looking to go for the neck. Overman still has a single leg.
With a 10-finger choke happening with by Willis. Ooh, and takedown. Jaden Overman. Jaden Overman's just relentless on his takedown attempts.
Oh, yeah. Excellent wrestling. He wasn't threatened by that choke. He kept going for his takedown, and now he might have the back. Let's see if he can get the arm under the neck.
I'd say the veteran move of Jaden Overman, he was looking up at the screens and was looking at the time in a mat return by Overman, making Willis carry his weight. Yeah, when you got a guy that's 3-2 like Overman, there's a lot of experience there. Oh, mat return once again. Hey, look at Overman's eyes. Look, you see his eyes looking up right now? He's looking at the screen. He's looking at the time left in the round. Just pacing himself.
Now Willis is fighting the hands. He's looking to break this body lock.
Overman continuing to keep the fight in his own corner.
Overman should be able to sweep out the leg here and get that takedown. Another mat return.
Another mat return for Overman. Staring up at that time. Deep breaths for Jaden Overman.
And for those watching at home, this is some of the most exhausting parts of fighting. There goes the mouth guard again.
Mouth guard again. That's from Willis. That is a very, very difficult round.
So I'd give that last round to Overman. First round was definitely Willis. Let's see how these judges score round two. I think that's going to be the deciding factor on who gets their hand raised in this excellent display of fights tonight.
Hey, it's a hard fight to call, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad I get to spectate instead of judge. But as you can see in the replay, Willis was showing a lot of things, threatening with that uppercut to try and dissuade Overman from shooting. But Overman is able to close the distance and get that shot in anyway. And there was that head kick. That knee landed right on the side of the head. I am impressed with Overman's ability to take that shot. And Willis went to work right away.
Yeah, this is going to be a real hard, I mean, someone's going to leave disappointed. Yeah. And rightfully so. Both these guys, they fought their butts up. Jaden Overman, he's got a lot of heart and a granite chin.
My God, yeah. I mean, he ran right into that knee and acted like it was nothing. No shame for either of these fighters. No matter who gets their hand raised, that was an excellent display of skill by both of them.
Oh, it's out there, ring announcer Trez Mala. They're still putting the scores together. That means there's a lot going on in these scorecards. Whenever they take this long, generally speaking, there's a high-end math equation happening. And it means this is pretty difficult to score for the judges.
Yeah, they had a tough decision to make. That second round was very back and forth. Each fighter had very dominant moments in that second round.
Ring announcer, step in the cage. We're going to make this bout official.
Let me see you work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these scores are in, and judge number 1 has the scores 28-28. Judge number 2 has the score totals as 29-28. And judge number 3 has it 28-29. This bout has been declared a draw.
I am not surprised by that.
I'm not surprised by that either. Excellent display by both fighters.
Give a big round of applause for both of these combatants putting their heart and soul into this fight. Blood, gut, and tears on this one.